Good morning, everybody. What a week it has been, and just wow. The weekend gaming this week has been crazy. Oh, I just got invited to get a sponsor from Streamlabs. All right. Shout out to the podcast. First things first. Shout out to everybody that's here. It's early. It is July 4th. That's why I'm podcasting in the morning at the day off. Got a nice 3-day weekend. Yes, I will be going shopping. I'm looking for a crock pot. I'm going to Target. I'm going to Best Buy. Yeah, I'm going to Target. I'm going to Best Buy. That's my July 4th. I would have went to go see. Fantastic Four was supposed to come out this weekend, and they pushed it another week or two a few months ago. But it was supposed to come out yesterday, and everybody was prepared to go see it Thursday night and Saturday. But yeah, it's messed up what's happened. Okay. So it is July 4th, Independence Day in the United States. So happy Independence Day to the United States. It's named after the war between United States and the British, and United States feeling, which were the 13 colonies, I believe is why they fought. Wasn't the United States yet. They were just 13 colonies, and they fought against the British because they felt the British were taxing them without representation. Hence why the U.S. Constitution says you must have, if you're going to have taxation, you have to have representation. From the British standpoint, the British gave the colonists a bunch of money to come over to America, and the people in America were supposed to pay it back, but they commonly said they defaulted on the loan. So the British came over to confiscate and take things back, and they fought and blah blah blah. You're supposed to know all this, so but you probably don't, because they don't teach this to you guys anymore. And when the British were coming in force, well, they knew the British were going to come back after the Boston Tea Party. So when the tea got dumped in Boston Harbor, that's known as the Boston Tea Party. And when they they knew the British were going to come back, so they created a force called the Minutemen. That's where the United States is nuclear trident. It's called Minuteman. That's where they got the term from. And the people who are in nuclear silos, they still call them Minutemen, if you didn't know that. These are the guys in the nuclear silos. There may be women there now. Let me make that clear. So nobody comes after me, as you kids would say. And there was one British Minuteman who was up. And his job was to watch the harbor to see if he saw boats coming towards the harbor. And one night he saw boats. And guess what he said when he saw the boats? Very simply, he said, "The British are coming, the British are coming." That man was Paul Revere. So that's why Paul Revere is famous. And of course, the Beastie Boys did a song called Paul Revere. This great song. Make sure you go listen to it if you're a hip hop head. 1985, 86, this song came out. Name of the album was License to Ill. Still to this day, if you play that song at parties, the party still jumps off. I'm talking about there's 45, 50-year-olds at these parties. Hey, you play the Atomic Dog or you play Paul Revere, the party's going to jump. All right. So that's your little history lesson. The United States ultimately defeated the British, multiple battles. The British didn't know the lay of the land. The colonists did. The colonists used that to their advantage. Also, the colonists would attack the British troops, their formations. They attacked them from behind. Pause. They went full chocolate thunder on them because they knew that the British is their troops that didn't have a whole lot of experience at the time. They were in the back ranks, so they would hit the back ranks. So, and that would scatter the troop formations, and a scattered troop formation is easier to pick off one by one, and that's what they're able to do. Anyway, short history lesson. Shout out to everybody here. If you go to see fireworks tonight or you throw them around, make sure you're safe. You have kids, please keep the kids away from that stuff. I don't know how many kids are going to end up in the ER tonight with stuff blown off of them, ears, eyes, noses, appendages. They will lose these things today. All right, but shout out to you all. We can go ahead and get into it. Well, I'll start with the obvious one. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's here now. Everybody will come here later. Welcome to the podcast. This will be the one. This is my July 4th weekend podcast. I'm going to be playing Death Stranding. I've set aside 8 hours today. 4 in the morning, 4 in the evening. That's the way I got to do it. I'm doing it today. I'm going to do it Saturday. And Sunday, I may just do 2 hours. So I'm going to get 10 hours in. Now, I've already played through the first mission. And if you're not playing Death Stranding, the first mission, it's a tutorial. And this is the way I play my games. What do I always do? I will play the game for an hour and a half to 2 hours just to get a figure of how the game plays. Then I will go back and restart and replay. That's what I'm doing. So this is normal for me. Also, what have I been playing? I did jump back on Assassin's Creed, and I took out One Punch Man. I've got to get back into the flow of that game because to me, what I didn't like about it is that it feels disconjointed because you can only do certain missions as the guy, and then you can only do certain missions as the girl. But the game is the girl's game. That's why when she went to find the I forgot what it was called. I want to call it the Well of Souls. I don't know why I got that in my head. When she went to some place to find the assassin outfit that she has, that's why it fit her. I just laughed. I said, "Oh, that fits her perfectly. She didn't have to do nothing to it, right?" So that outfit she has on was not meant for a guy. Obviously, it's about her, and that's fine. And because I like playing it, because I like playing stuff that's woke, and so I like using her. Anyway, so just relearning how to play that game. Because I went from Assassin's Creed, I went back into Stellar Blade. I'm in the end game of Stellar Blade. And today I'm going to buy the DLC. I don't know what the DLC does. However, I am going to buy the DLC. See, what else am I buying today? The college football game, I'm buying that today. I've already got, purchased. Gears of War. I've already got that purchased. So I'm good. As you kids would say, I'm Gucci there. So I think I'm good right now. And Madden, of course, I will be playing Madden, of course. So, but let's get into it here. Big shout out to everybody that's here. Make sure I'm going to do a Q&A here like your favorite YouTuber does. And let me start with that. So I was sent 3 clips of Marlin Gaming Nation. I don't know why they did it. They asked me for my commentary, so I'm going to give it. On Tuesday, Marlin Gaming Nation was talking about how smart Microsoft is. He literally was sitting there on camera saying Microsoft is smart to do X. They're smart to do Y. They're smart to do Z. Now, the reason why, in my opinion, he does that is because he wants to stay in the good graces of everybody. Now, I'm of the mindset, I'm Gen X. I don't believe you can serve 2 masters. And so, but I think that's what he's doing. Then the very next day, the layoffs happen, and he's up there slamming Microsoft. The same company he just praised 14 and a half hours ago, now he's slamming them. And it's a joke. I don't know how, like, seriously, this is generational, because my generation wouldn't put up with that. Like, man, this shit is corny. I mean, what are y'all doing? Listen to this. So, but I don't know how Microsoft went from being stupid or being smart, being crafty. You know, if it makes money, it makes sense, is what he says. Now they're stupid. Now, oh, I can't believe they're doing this. So Microsoft laid off thousands of people, including people that work at Xbox. So this is something when you go back to Phil Spencer at an E3 or a Microsoft event years ago when he announced the new series consoles. So this is probably back in 2018 when he said, I still remember what he said. He was like, yeah, I have a hardware team and I haven't sent them home yet. Guess what? They just sent them home. They're not making consoles anymore. The console war is over. And this is kind of rolling into, but I don't like the fact, I remember I told you all they do these layoffs because at the time And I said this on 60 Frames No Lag. I'm not going to talk a whole bunch about layoffs because that's terrible. And again, they're not finished laying people off. I heard they may lay off another 10,000 people. Maybe not this quarter, but the next quarter. And again, it's terrible. I wish the people were nothing. I wish them nothing but the best. I've been in those rooms when those decisions are being made, and people are just looking at you, meaning the people, the employees, they're looking at you, they're smiling at you, they're wanting to show you pictures of their family. It's just, it's sick. They will go ahead and they're pretty much saying, I got a family, please don't lay me off. And all you are to the company, all we all are is a number. Meaning that if you buy an LG TV, you can register your TV on the LG website. It says, it tells you, whatever your number is, please put that number in so we can activate whatever you got. It's in warranty or whatever. And that's all you are. When I bought my LG TV, they wouldn't know zippity doo dah zippity day. When I set the TV up completely, it was all these balloons were on the screen, like, congratulations, you set up your TV, So then I started downloading the apps. To Sony, there's somewhere on your PlayStation, if you have a PlayStation or if you have an Xbox, you can go to some screen in the settings menu and it will give you the number that your PlayStation is. So like mine is like CE whatever. It's like CE, I don't know what the number is, right? That's all and when I registered that with PlayStation, when I registered it, that's all I am to PlayStation. That's all I am. I'm not nothing else to them. I'm a consumer of their product. And I don't just buy Sony's products. I had a Sony TV, didn't like it. I prefer this Samsung and LG. Why? Because the way it sits in my house, my cords are on the left-hand side. The Sony TV was the opposite. Everything was sitting on the right-hand side. So I had to do all this configuration. It's a pain in the ass. So, and I didn't like that aspect of the Sony TV. And of course, I bought the wrong one. That has nothing to do with Sony. But I didn't do my right research. I was like, well, and I should have bought the damn Samsung TV is what I should have done because I like the brightness. Now, my OLED, my B TV, the B2, shout out to the B2 TV, I literally... Really, I do like the TV. I do want a brighter picture because when I play games in the daytime, like it's daytime right now, my TV doesn't look as crispy because that's the way it is. The B doesn't have this huge bright lens TV. Like my lenses aren't super bright. Now the B3 and B4, as you could imagine, those are later models, later technology. They look better, meaning that the TV, the picture is brighter. But I decided to get the C4 48-inch. That's what I'm going to go look at today at Best Buy. If it's a decent price, I may pull it. I may go ahead and pull the trigger. Then again, you all know me. I may decide. I may get in there, be excited. y'all know me, right? I'll go in there and be like, man, I don't want to buy this thing right now. That's why I am, right? That's the way I roll, as the kids would say. I am looking at the Sony monitor, however, as an alternative to buying the $900 TV. If the TV comes down to $699, I'll pull the trigger. And LG is having a big sale this weekend. It's July 4th weekend. But the layoffs, I got kind of sidetracked there. The layoffs were being damage controlled by Colt Eastwood and Dustin Legary, who people in their people, and this is what I saw in my timeline, started to actually question them and be like, you all have not been telling the truth from the jump, and they haven't, because they're not there to tell you the truth. That's not why they got their podcast. Dustin Legary left IGN, so he is going to champion whatever he has to champion in order to keep you watching. That's what's happened with him. That is what's happened with him. So I hear people saying, well, they didn't tell the truth and Microsoft didn't. Yeah, Microsoft has been telling the truth. You just have a bunch of people console warring, and they don't want to listen to what Microsoft is saying. And so the layoffs suck. Who do they lay off? Well, they didn't just lay off people in the Xbox thing. They laid off other workers around Microsoft. I thought the most brutal thing that Phil Spencer said was he talked about ruthless calculus, which is if they have to, the reason why Microsoft with Xbox has momentum is because of the decisions they've had to make to shut down studios and shut down different departments and things like that so they can make a profit. They didn't get to where they were or get to where they are right now because you keep hearing people say they're $1 trillion company. Yeah, then nobody talks about how they got there. You know, they are ruthless. I mean, they are just a ruthless company. And again, all companies are like that. Okay? If people keep talking about like the Sony company, I'm like, yeah, not Sony, Disney. Everybody thinks Disney's is old. It's a small world after all. No, it's not. They are ruthless, you know, with their intellectual properties. They are ruthless with their NDAs. They are ruthless with lawsuits they will bring. So just know that about all corporations. They are beholden to the shareholders. Why did the people at Rockstar Games release the second Grand Theft Auto trailer? You all think they're being, oh, they love the consumer. This was so cool to watch. Wrong. They have their shareholders that were asking, we want to see what you all have been working on since the last trailer. This was a late alpha. Now we go into the beta, and then that's what you saw. You saw the mid beta. You know, that's what we saw. So you saw how it went from alpha to beta. It's the same with Ghost of Yotei. Same with Yotei. Look at the beta. Look at her hands, and I'm sorry. Look at the alpha that they showed back in December, and look at her hands when she draws her sword compared to her hands when she draws a sword now. Look at the detail has gone up 10,000. But that's what the Grand Theft Auto trailer was about. And they gave us a release date, but that was for the shareholders. It ain't for us. That's what the shareholders are. For the shareholders that they have. So Microsoft did exactly what they said they were going to do, and people like Dustin Legary and Colt Eastwood and Jay Fonz, they are the ones who were spreading the propaganda. I mean, it's all in my timeline. I've seen it. There's other people. And again, I have no issue. And I've said this, so I'm being consistent here. You can go back and check the record. I don't have an issue with what Microsoft is doing because Microsoft is a software company first. It's even in their damn proper name. They literally went to IBM in the late 70s, sold them MS-DOS, which was software to help their computers interface. IBM didn't believe it. They had an IBM computer in the room. They stuck their floppy disk in there, pause. They stuck a floppy disk in there, and it interfaced with their computer and gave them what is now called the A prompt. You should know your history on this shit. So, talked about it before. So, and IBM was so happy that it worked, they just bought it. They bought it outright. And Bill Gates said, not Bill Gates, Paul Allen. Yes, the same Paul Allen that owns the Clippers. He said, wait a minute, brother. He said, we want to license this software to other companies. And IBM did not give a damn. And they said, yeah, go ahead and do it. That's how Microsoft got to where they are. That's why they're where they are. What's up, Ghost in the Garage? How you doing? So at the end here, why am I saying this? It's because Microsoft is following exactly what they've always done, which is they are letting other people make the hardware and they just make the software. There is no such thing. The only hardware Microsoft makes is their tablet. They tried to make a phone, scrapped it, it didn't sell. They're just not a hardware. They're not a hardware company. Now their Surface tablet, that's hardware. And they put software in it. They're doing the same thing with their next thing. They can call it an Xbox, but they're going to get away from calling it an Xbox. I can tell you that right now because the Xbox will always be associated with being at home. That's what Bill Gates wanted. So Bill Gates is the one reason why you have an Xbox. It has nothing to do with Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer Sarah Bond, Tim Stewart, they all helped save Microsoft. Okay, they went away from. They just decided to be a publisher. That's Satya Nadella. He's like, why are we making these things? So that's what they did. But in order for them to get to this point, the Netflix of gaming, they had to lay a bunch of people off, and it sucks. That's why I don't like talking about it. That is the worst thing. And again, all I can do is hope Microsoft pulled people into a room and said, we're going to have to let you go. We're going to make the announcement next week, but we're going to have the, and that's why they were saying, well, by the law, we're going to follow the letter of the law and make sure they have job placement available for them. That's good. That is good. Okay. So, but the tech industry, there's layoffs up and down the board because during the pandemic, you had a lot of people do remote work. Pandemic's over. President Trump said, y'all got to go back to work. Go back to work. And a lot of people didn't want to because they got so used to staying at home, not having to do shit. Turn their computers on to make it look like they're working, and they were out getting their hair done, getting their nails done, going to movies, and they were bragging about this shit online. So that's how I know they were doing it. Like, wait a minute, why are y'all, that's theft by deception. But, so as far as the layoffs are concerned, terrible. I am glad to see people started calling these guys out. That's good. That is progress. That's again, console war is over. I've been saying that for damn near a year, but you got people who make their money console warring, and which is going to lead me to my next story, which is one of the bigger headlines here. Helldivers 2 going to Xbox. Let's talk about it. This is not hard. Sony owns the game Helldivers 2. They don't own the studio that makes it. The studio that makes it is named Arrowhead Studios. Arrowhead made the game for Sony. Sony, and here's what this is about the Ponies at this point, because I'm sick and tired of their bullshit. The Ponies don't understand you have SIE, that SIE makes games and they publish them. Naughty Dog is a first-party studio that Sony publishes their games to PlayStation, and because Sony bought Nixes, Sony may use Nixes to publish to PC. Sometimes Sony uses 505. Remember the disaster that is The Last of Us Part 1 going to PC, and it looked terrible. That was 505 games, blah, blah, blah. When Last of Us 2 went, Nixes did it, I believe. The Ponies don't understand that Sony Publishing and SIE are two separate entities under one umbrella. I'll say it again. Sony Publishing and SIE are two entities under one umbrella. How does it work, Craig? Okay, let me tell you. Sony Publishing published Stellar Blade. Sony does not own Stellar Blade. But they published it to PlayStation. They did not, when Stellar Blade got published to PC, Sony didn't do that publishing because they shipped up, the owners of the IP Stellar Blade, they said, we're going to go outside of it because it's their game. It is their game. So they can go have somebody in Timbuktu, which is a real place, Timbuktu, publish their game. And there's nothing Sony can do about it because Sony does not own the physical game. They published it to PlayStation. This falls under Sony Publishing. All right? Which they said last year they were going to start publishing more titles. That's directly from them. And people just don't, the Ponies, I can't say the people, that is wrong. The Ponies do not listen to this shit because they're caught up console warring. And this is why I said before, the console war is over. People just need to go play their games while we still can, right? And whatever platform you want to use, you play on PC, that's fine. I don't care. I have a PC. You're looking at the video game, you're looking at Mass Effect, that's off of a PC. I didn't get this off of the PlayStation. Number one, I don't know how, but ultimately, that's what this is coming from. That's where this video comes from, PC, because I play on PC as well. Played Mass Effect last night on PC. So, because I'm going back through the Legendary Edition and, you know, block, because you all know I love the game. My favorite game of all time. If you don't like it, fuck you, fuck your mama, and fuck your drunk Uncle Jason. I do hope he comes into your room tonight because he's spending the weekend with you and says, yeah, you know, you sure are a pretty man. I really hope he does that tonight. But these ponies, they used to get on my nerves. All right, so now you're seeing why I left PlayStation Nation. You're seeing why I did that and said, well, I'm just going to play some games. You know, because PlayStation Nation is retarded. Well, I mean, actually, they're an insult to retarded people. Retarded people got more sense than the ponies do. So you have PlayStation Publishing. They publish video games. They literally just released a moniker, or a banner, I should say a banner online that had Shift Up Stellar Blade in there. It had Kojima's game. Again, Kojima Productions makes Death Stranding. They own it. They own Death Stranding. Sony does not own Death Stranding. Sony cut a deal to publish Death Stranding on PlayStation. So there again is another game that PlayStation Publishing. Again, they don't own it. Not like they do Ghost of Tsushima. They don't own it. Sony did publish Stellar Blade. Okay. Well, then Shift Up went to them and cut a deal. And they cut a deal with them. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, if I'm wrong about that, I can stand corrected. No big deal. But it was 505 that published the first Death Stranding, I believe. It was 505 that published the first Last of Us. So if Sony got another deal to publish the PC, they probably used Nix's studio. Now remember when Nix's studio was part of when Sony was buying studios a couple years ago, you had people like JayTech and all of them saying, yeah, you know, Sony's fighting back. Again, because they're console worn. And I'm calling names out because I dare them to say something. Like, I dare them to come. Hey, come on, I got the Discord over. You come on over here and get your cheeks busted. I don't care. But overall, this is an issue. This is a problem. This is why I'm so glad. I just like, well, I'll just play where I want to play. I bought an Xbox, so I know you all saw it. You all have been following me. I had an Xbox. I'm like, I'm not going to listen to people tell me about the console being good or bad. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to see if I enjoy it. And there were things I liked about it, but there were more things I didn't like about it. I'm like, hey, look, if I want to go back and play a bunch of old games, yeah, this is it. But my PC can do that as well. And, you know, I don't have to worry about FPS with PC. I'll just put everything to 60. Like, I'm playing Modern Warfare 2 again because I like playing that game. I got the refresh rate at 140 because my monitor, it goes up to 165 refresh rate. I'm playing at 140. So, I mean, the game looks just clean. It's just so hard to, it looks so damn good, you know. And I like the Modern Warfare series. I even like Modern Warfare 3, even though I've had sex longer than that campaign. So I literally have had sex longer than the damn campaign, just because that's the way I roll. You know, big dog, big nuts. That's the way it is. So Sony Publishing publishes first-party games. They publish second-party and third-party. Helldivers 2 is an always online game. There is no campaign. That's why I was surprised I liked it. What's up, Boycott Activision? That's why I remember, because I don't play those games anymore. I put on the headset and call in the B2. I did that in the 90s. I'm an old man. I did this shit in the 90s. So to me, when I was playing it, I was really enjoying it. Like, oh, this is actually pretty fun. You know, I'm actually enjoying this. I literally surprised myself because usually I don't play those type of games. And so it is a always online game. Didn't Sony say they were going to publish their online games to other platforms? I'm pretty sure Sony said that. I'm sure Sony said that. Maybe not those exact words, but they said that. And nobody listens to what they're saying. I'm talking about the Ponies now because they're console warring. They built their channels console warring. It's over with. Remember, I told you all. I told you people 18 months ago there were going to be things happening coming up in the future that is going to separate what? The gamers from the fucking fanboys. I told you all that. And I was told by the late, great, rest in peace, Optimus Code. He told me he was connected in the industry. He's like, yeah, man, this stuff is going to happen. This is going down. All right, all these people that are upset, I've left, again, I want to make this clear. I left links because I want to make sure I give the holders, the people who did the material, that did their podcast, I want to make sure that you all are able to go and listen to them. And again, make sure you're sub to them. I left a link to Extreme's video, Extreme, the 60 frames no lag Extreme, and I left a link to Porter Rock's video. Now, I disagree vehemently with both of them. I disagree. I mean, grown-ass men can disagree, not be disagreeable. Extreme said that PlayStation 5, I don't know if he's a pro or regular PlayStation, is his last console. Because, and he explains why. Now, I disagree. Why is PlayStation 5 Pro my last console? I've already explained that. When I bought it, when I picked this up at Best Buy, I'm like, this is my last console. Why? Because because again, the next PlayStation is going to be an 8K device. I'm not going to buy an 8K monitor or television. And I got these dumbasses telling me, well, they're not going to do that. Bullshit. They're doing it. They just came out with HDMI. You do know, put a one in the chat if you know. They are now going to start pushing, in the next 2 months, HDMI 2.2. 2.2 can actually source up to 10K. So they're going in that direction, which is fine. You just had Mark Cerny come out and talk about the technological jump they're going to be able to make with the PS6. So literally everything is falling into place like I told you all 7 months ago. I can play The Last of Us. The Last of Us on my TV, and I have an older model, like I said, I have the B2. I can't believe what I'm looking at. Like, damn, how they make something look like this? Death Stranding? Are you effing kidding me? Have you seen what Death Stranding looks like? And they're like, what else can there be? Well, you can go to 8K, okay. But that's me personally. If that's what you want to do, shout out to you for wanting to do it. I'm not going to do it. So this is my last one, but you got Extreme saying why PS5 is his last it's his last PlayStation. I don't think he says his last console. All because they put a game that has been out for over 18 months that they don't own the studio, and Microsoft went to that studio and cut a deal, and so Sony owns the game. Sony said, okay, the console war is over. Sony does not look at Microsoft as a competitor anymore. That's going to dead a lot of channels. And a lot of them do not understand what they're going to. That's why I said before. It's going to separate them, and a lot of these guys' channels are going to die out. I literally said that months ago, over a year ago, matter of fact. The Xbox won't buy Helldivers 2. That's fine. Yeah, I said before with the Xbox community, it's not about them buying the games. They don't care about the games. It's about they don't want Sony to have games that they don't have access to. That's it. Look at Final Fantasy. Was it 16? It sold what? 2 copies? It sold 2 copies on the Xbox. But again, all they want to be able to say is, well, guess what? We don't have to buy a PlayStation to play Final. That's all they want to say because they're stupid. But you got, and Sick Humor is 100% right about this. These guys wanted to keep engaging them because Colt Eastwood was misleading. I'm not going to call the guy an outright liar. He was misleading people because again, he's trying to get, engagement. That's what he wants. So again, when I see him say post, I just roll I just shake my head like, dude, this is crazy. And and so I'm not here to say. I'm gonna say it again. I saw MBG say this, so I'm gonna give credit to the content creator here. The next Xbox is a PC hybrid. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. So Sony is already publishing games that are multiplayer games, day and date, on PC. How do I know that? Because Sony said they were going to do that. So if there's a Helldivers 3, I don't know. All right. Sony is going to publish that on PC day one anyway, and the Microsoft system is going to have Steam on it. They could just buy the game right there. But if Sony publishes the game, because it's a Sony game, Sony can say, okay, you can either buy it off Steam or you can buy it from us right now. So if you buy it from Sony, Sony gets that money. And people are like, we're just making it about the money because the console war is over. What are you going to make it about? Sony's identity? They won the console war. They literally just came out and told their shareholders in a meeting their goal is to establish dominant console position. They've done it. They've done it. They succeeded. And instead of people being happy that they done it, I'm talking about the people in the console war. Okay? I'm talking about that. They wanted to keep going. So you go back to the first Gulf War when George H.W. Bush, rest in peace to George H.W. Bush, when the first Gulf War ended, he literally came out on TV and said, we're ceasing offensive operations in Iraq. Iraq has been ejected from Kuwait. So again, could he have gone into Baghdad? Yes, but he didn't want to. There was no reason to do that. And Sony again no longer sees Microsoft as a competitor. Microsoft has come out publicly and said Sony is a partner for us. So is Nintendo. Okay, well, we're done fighting each other. Sony wanted Microsoft out of the console space. They got it. They got them out. They're going into a handheld and they're making a PC. Great. That's fantastic. Whether it's Dell, Asus, Lenovo, whatever it is, it's going to just have their software in it. And again, since Sony is already publishing multiplayer games day and date on PC, if next Xbox is a PC, which we know it's going to be, it was going to be on there anyway. Shout out to what MBG said. It's pretty straightforward stuff. So, but the Ponies don't understand that. They don't understand it. So, look, Sony has 20 studios, 21 studios, something like that. They're fine. They're fine. You know what I don't want to see are these people complaining and talk about Ghost of Yote, because Sony's going to announce that state of play sometime next week, I think. Sometimes next week they're going to announce the state of play. So why would you watch the state of play if you're so upset and butthurt? You see what I'm saying? That's why I just kind of like, yeah, man, whatever. That's kind of the way I look at it. I'm just like, yeah, man, whatever. I mean, y'all are so full of shit. So, I mean, again, if you want this to be your last PlayStation console, you are a consumer. Shout out to you being a consumer. So, but if you're going to say it's your last console because of them publishing a multiplayer game, always online game, that they said they were going to publish always online games on all platforms, you got hoe in you. That's all I can say. Even Marathon. People are like, well, they're doing it with Marathon as well. Marathon was already in the pipeline. Sony just took over Bungie. So it's like, well, I'm not going to cancel it. Marathon is still going to come out, and it will be on PC. It will be on PlayStation, and it will be on Xbox. Now, I don't know who's going to buy it, so that's not up to me, though. That is up to you all. Y'all going to buy it? I don't play those games. I am going to buy Ready or Not, or whatever that game is called. I'm buying that. That comes out. Does that come out this month? Maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see when Ready or Not comes out. When does Ready or Not come? There it is. All right, it comes out July 15th. So it comes out in a couple of weeks. I'm buying that, so I'll be playing that. Somebody wants to, but we're going to put a team together, me, J-Dub, if a couple other people come out, that's fine. So you have people saying, well, now they're going to start doing this with their other games based on what information. They literally just told their shareholders what they were going to do. Based on what information are you basing this on? Or are you just quote unquote panicking, like I said in the title? You're panicking. There is nothing that is indicated that, look, again, if the next Xbox is a PC hybrid, the game is going to be on Steam. Now, this is why I told you homosexuals what? I said Sony is going to create their own PC launcher for PlayStation 6 games. Then, in order for them to be on Steam, and be pushed elsewhere, they're going to require you have a PlayStation ID. That's the way this is going to work. And so if you want to download it from PC, that's fine. But if you try to download it on the Xbox thing, you may have some problems because it's not going to recognize it. It's not going to happen. So they're going to code it differently. Now, this is something that I was told Sony was thinking about doing. Oh, this is got me some chewing. Oh, let me go ahead and it's the 4th of July. Hold on. Let me get something here. There it is. There we go. All right, July 4th. Let's get it done. Here's to your health. Don't drink and drive. Well, I can't believe he's drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning. Hey, kids, when you grow up to be a grown-ass man with pubic hair, then you can drink beer at 9 o'clock in the morning. Till then, fuck you, fuck your mama, and fuck your drunk Uncle Jason, who I'm pretty sure is coming to your house today to flip burgers, and he's going to flip you. So what does this mean exactly? It means exactly Sony's doing it. Again, I love this because Sony tells you exactly what they're doing, and then they do it, and people get mad. It's stupid at this point. I mean, they're literally telling you, yeah, we're going to publish these always online games day and date on PC. They do it. Ah! So it is what it is. Nobody going to use the PS. Please, again, y'all got to stop with this. What nobody is going to do. People will use it because they will have no choice if they want to download their games. It'll just be a companion app. It's always going to. It's like the PlayStation app right now. You don't have to have it, but it's helpful. And again, you can have your Steam account. It's going to be like, yeah, in order for you to download PlayStation 6 games, you're going to have the PlayStation launcher. So it is what it is. You're going to have to get over it. And it's going to be free to sign up for it. It's a companion app. And that app will not work on that new Xbox, more than likely. More than likely. Did I get Death Stranding 2? Yes, I had Death Stranding 2. I bought it digitally. And even though, because the next game I'm buying physically is, I'm only going to buy 2 more games physically. Well, yeah, 2 more. That's the plan. Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yotei, and Grand Theft Auto 6. That's the plan. So, Sony's not going to block anything. That's what y'all got to get over that. They're not blocking nothing. They don't see Microsoft as a competitor anymore. Literally, do you all not understand? Herman Holtz told the shareholders they've achieved dominant console position. Do you all not understand that? Do you all not know what that means? It means they're finished. It means it's done. Their goal for 20 plus years has been to get Microsoft out of the console space, and they've done it. They have done it. They won. And this is why I said before, and J-Dub said this about you guys. You're poor winners, and you should just let it go. You should have just let shit go. You should have been like, oh yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, they are no longer dealing with what you all think is reality. You all are in a different reality than everybody else is at this point. Oh, Turian, happy birthday, my man. This bud's for you. I've not had a good cold beer in a while. Love it. So, but there ain't gonna be no blocking. There ain't gonna be no passing. But it's over with. Sony is the dominant console in the space now. So that's it. So now, what are you gonna do? Now you got people. You have Extreme saying, "Well, I'm done buying PlayStations after this generation." Okay, that's what he's doing. You can agree or disagree. I'm not 100% sure what Porter Rock said. I want to make sure I didn't misunderstand him. I think he's doing an upload today. I don't know if he's doing an upload today or he's doing a live. I do know he's got something planned. I can't remember if it's at 10 o'clock. It's like in another 30 or 40 minutes he's going to go. What am I drinking? Well, you know what I'm drinking, baby. My Ultra. I won't say what after that because they're not paying me to say it. So, but guys, don't drink and drive and do something stupid, out there tonight. I don't want to read bad news on you guys tomorrow. So make sure you don't do it. Nintendo is spanking Sony right now. But again, expected. Nintendo has also said what? Emrys? That they are happy to be the companion device to either your Xbox or your PlayStation. Again, they're not competing. They're not competing. And again, Sony said this about Nintendo. I mean, so again, why are you all not listening to what Sony is telling you? It's because you all want a console war. You rather listen to JayTech. Why don't you just admit it? Hey, man, I'd rather listen to JayTech than have some common sense. And you already know JayTech probably over the weekend is going to explode. Like that song TNT. I'm a power load. Watch me explode. That's what he's going to do. Matter of fact, let's anticipate what JayTech will say. He will say, this is an L, because this is the way fanboys talk. He's going to say, this is an L for Sony, even though Sony told us years ago they were going to put their multiplayer games on all devices. He's going to say, PlayStation is going to lose its value. They have had the highest revenue than they've ever had. We saw that as well. It was presented to you in black and white, but you don't listen. Again, he is going to have an emotional blue pill reaction. He just is. It's, like I said, the craziest thing I heard JayTech say, and it's the craziest thing. I'm just saying, sounded nuts. That he was going to use his channel to try to prevent Sony from putting games on PC. How stupid is that? I mean, literally, I want you to think about what I just said. Like his channel has any power in a boardroom. Okay, they're about to make a decision that's going to bring in millions of dollars of revenue, but JayTech is going to, use his channel to stop them? And you see how dumb that sounds? A console gamer is not a PC gamer. I don't disagree. I have a console here. I know. I have a PC that I'm talking on. I know. Preach to the choir. Nobody's trying to convert people either. Sony is making a PlayStation 6. You don't have to convert over to PC. You don't. I'm not saying not. Look, it's your money. I am never going to tell grown men and women what to do with their money. But y'all got to stop like you're powerless. That's literally the way you walk through your lives. Are you walking through lives like you're powerless? If they're doing something that you don't like, and I'm talking about Sony. Well, I don't know if y'all can see it because of I'm pointing to the Sony PlayStation. Don't buy it. It's that simple. Again, don't buy it. But the goal of all companies is to make revenue. You're not going to keep your job as executives. You don't help produce more revenue. That's all there is to it. So, Helldivers going to Xbox is like Xbox experiencing losing their virginity. Okay. I mean, the game is okay. Look, I like the game, but I'm not head over heels for the game. Like, the game is fun. I'm glad it's going somewhere else to help it keep its numbers. Right now, the numbers aren't great. Shout out to what Mooch was saying to Porter Rob. Don't get scammed and buy the C4. Is it a scam, really? I mean, I'm looking at the monitors as well. This Sony's monitor is just friggin' expensive, man. Might watch the hot dog eating contest? No. So, I mean, this, man, y'all, again, I do not understand. All right, this now, we're going to do a little Q&A here. Let me go ahead and turn the music on like your favorite YouTuber does. All right, about right there is pretty good. That's pretty good. So, what are your questions? It's July 4th. Happy July 4th. Shout out to Torian Rance's birthday. So, what are y'all doing? What are you all planning for the day? I know what my plans are. So, look at the Samsung 90D. Okay, I will. The Samsung's pictures, their TVs have that artificial brightness on it. But that's what I want. I just need a brighter TV. So, or a monitor, but it has to be small. That's the whole problem, is that I gotta find a TV that's gonna fit. I don't know, like the smallest TV I've seen, the 48-inch LG, actually will fit on my table in my bedroom where my other PlayStation is. You gotta get drunk before Uncle Jason shows up. You have to do something different. I mean, I don't know what y'all are doing out there. Y'all are listening. Why don't you all not listen to what Sony tells you all? Like, literally, what are you all doing out there? Yo, I want you to listen to me. Listen to Sony. Literally everything I just said, Sony said. But it really shows you how little you all pay attention to what's being told to you by the company. And that is scary. I'm sorry, that is scary. VR is here. My God. What is he talking about? So Sony and VR, so you think it's good to bring to Xbox money in the bag and more peaks playing, just a little more life. I don't disagree with that because it's a live service game. You're right. It is a live service game. Make sure you all vote the poll. Polls right now. That poll is sitting at. Literally, I asked, are you surprised Sony did a deal with Microsoft for Helldivers? 54% of you say, no, you're not surprised. Yeah, you shouldn't be. The music is too loud. Okay, thank you. Turn it down. All right, there we go. Appreciate you. Who is worse, Uncle Jason or Chocolate Thunder? Well, I mean, I don't know. I say they're both bad. I say they're both bad. Turn my mic up a little bit there. I turned the music down. So hopefully it's a little bit better for you. Appreciate you. Hard Rock Heavy says he likes Steam input. Hopefully Sony makes something like that. They are allegedly making a PlayStation PC launcher that will be a companion app. And this is for PlayStation 6. They can't do nothing about PlayStation 5 games. For PlayStation 6, they're going to say, okay, you can download these games on Steam and on Epic, but you're going to have our launcher, because that's going to have a certain key on it that's going to unlock the games. And again, the launcher will be FREE. But guess what? You try to download Steam on your Xbox device, there's a chance it won't work. So there's a chance it won't work. It is. So that's way better with the music. All right, good. So Nobody gonna use PlayStation PC launch. I read that one already. Nick says again, we all know this doesn't mean just live service games. Again, I've said based on what? Based on what? Torian Sings is Microsoft's putting their games on play. Yeah, Microsoft's a full third-party entity at this point. If you want to say that Sony, by putting Helldivers on there, is a third party, and I'm not going to argue with people about it anymore. I mean, shout out to what MBG said. MBG was like, yeah, look, you know what? It's just some disingenuous people out there that's not going to give it any energy. You know, really telling you exactly what they're doing. So, let's see here. If there's any questions here. I mean, you have no questions at all? That means that I did a good podcast. So, don't buy OLED unless it has quantum dots. Okay. They want to do what Nintendo does, license out IP to third-party studios. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they do that. So, Nick says this is his last. What is it? This is my last console gen. Yeah, I mean, for me, this is just for me. Like I said before, and I've been consistent with this. Number one, I'm getting everything I want out of the console. I mean, look at Death Stranding, look at Horizon, both Forbidden West and Zero Dawn. The remaster to Days Gone, nobody said Days Gone when it came out to PS5, it was an ugly game. So, the game is it's just that good. So, it's that good. It's that good looking, I should say. So he didn't see any before, but SIE is talking less and less to me as a PlayStation customer with these announcements. Okay, how if they've already told you what they're doing? I mean, unpack that a little bit, because they told you all that they were going to be putting games, especially always online games on other platforms. That's what they're doing. You know, so how are they talking less to you as a customer? So, Gran Turismo, unlikely, but you know, I guess you could put that out. It's unlikely because Sony owns Gran Turismo. That's a fact. Sony owns Gran Turismo, so it's unlikely. That's unlikely with the stuff that they own and they publish. There's a difference in owner, and again, publishing and ownership. And that's why they're publishing. Okay, they are trying to grow their gaming publishing, and that's why they struck a deal with Nintendo for the Aloy game, Aloy Horizon. There's people who say that Astrobot's going to possibly go to Nintendo. I mean, would you be shocked if Astrobot went to Nintendo? I wouldn't. So, their focus seems to be on everything but their own paying customers. Their focus should always be on bringing in new customers. It's no different than why people got mad at AT&T, the phone company. People got mad at them, their cell phone branch, because AT&T was doing all this stuff for new customers, nothing for existing customers. So what did Verizon do? Verizon was like, oh, as long as you have a Verizon phone, you can get the same deals. And then AT&T changed with that chick, Melina, whatever, Panda, whatever her name is, that played Lily or Illy, whatever her name was. You know, the chick everybody had a crush on. She's a double D. So that's what it is. So, let's see here. They own Helldivers IP. Yeah, that's why they're publishing it. But they didn't publish it first party to their own studios. They're publishing it first to Microsoft. That's a first party publish that they're doing. But Arrowhead made the game for Sony. Arrowhead Studios is not owned by Sony. That's a different deal. Let's see here. The music is good. Ghost in the Garage even care less about Helldivers 2. It's not that I don't care. I mean, look, I've enjoyed playing Helldivers 2. I think I'm like level 17 or 18 on it. And again, I've literally sat here on this podcast and say, hey, we must play Helldivers 2, send me an invite. And nobody does because you guys aren't playing it. And that's why they've moved off of it. Then you got Arc Raiders coming out. So they have got to put buffers in place for that because they're going to lose more people to that. Ready or Not's coming out. I'm going to be playing Ready or Not Helldivers. I mean, I'm not going to stop playing Helldivers because I've never been a huge Helldivers player anyway. I played with some guys and they were like level 48, level 51. Like, man, they play this game an awful lot. I don't do that. So you're going to be a software pirate. Cool. Who made them successful? Again, it's not about that. They've already catered. I mean, you got PlayStation Plus. You just had a State of Play. Or not, yeah, you got a State of Play coming out. You had a Days of Play, big old sale on games. Again, that's for their existing customers. That's who that's for. But they're going to expand. Again, it's like what made Marvel's movies so successful was they were able to get the comic book readers and the people who like movies. They got all of them to be able to sit in the movie theater and watch the movies. Hence why they were making a lot of money. Now, Phase 4, they lost a lot of their just general movie audience because it was the people they catered to were the hardcore people. Now they're going back out into the more generalized audience. Sony's doing that with Spider-Man. Was it Spider-Man New Day or something like that? Which is going to wrap up Multiverse. You're seeing Multiverse with Fantastic Four. If you go watch it, that's Multiverse. Deadpool and Wolverine, that was Multiverse. It was for a bigger audience. Your level 150, wow. I don't know how splitting hairs if it's accurate. It's accurate, bro. Again, Sony owns the Helldivers IP. They did not publish it. They didn't create it though. They own it. They said, here, you make it. Arrowhead made it. And Sony published it to PlayStation. Sony's publishing it they published it to PC. They're gonna publish it to the Xbox. Makes sense to me. So, and they also said that they were going to do that. Their multiplayer games are going to be day and date and be on other platforms. It wouldn't shock me if it goes to Nintendo as well. Like, it won't shock me. Like, oh yeah, it makes sense. They want it on everything. Sony believes Helldivers 2 is their Fortnite. Fortnite is playable on everything. They think it's their Fortnite, it's their PUBG, it is whatever. They're trying to do things to combat Microsoft having all those always online games, Call of Duty games. Yeah, the Battlefield's coming out in a couple more months too. But yeah, I'm not saying not to build a PC. I'm gonna upgrade my PC. I need a new CPU, a new GPU, and a new power source. So I've said that already. I'm trying to get an RDNA 3 card or possibly get a 3080. I may go up to the 3080. I don't know. You had 32,000 credits. Super credits just from playing. Damn. See, I don't play it that much. Last time I played it, I streamed it. And I think maybe 5 people were watching. It was me and J-Dub and a couple other people. And J-Dub got booted off. It was just me out there. I'm like, why in the world are all these things just coming after me? Then they will happen next gen. It's happening this gen. Already happened. So, but let's pay attention to what's being said. So Extreme said it's his last console, which I think is fine. Grown ass man. So I have no problem with a grown man making his mind up like that. 2028 is when you build your PC. There you go. There you go. I want to upgrade mine. So I may just do that instead of, like I said, I buy a monitor. I may buy a new TV, or I just may upgrade my PC. I don't know. Yeah, Nick did play with me and J-Dub. You just saw me. I was just kind of running around out there, you know, following J-Dub's lead because his rank, he's got more, you know, he's like level whatever, 48 or something like that. Shout out to J-Dub. Oh yeah, I'll just cover everybody and you all can do what you all do. So, I mean, you and Jez, I remember that. You always treat your customers which are the bad ones. Yeah, and like I said, they just did a days of play when they had, what, a 2-week sale? That's what I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not trying to argue with you, but they literally just had a sale. Like, they literally just had a sale. They give you games every month if you have Plus. They allow you to trial games if you have Ultimate. So I don't get where the consternation's coming from. I'm an existing customer. I mean, I can go buy a new controller. I can buy Helldivers controller. I can buy a Last of Us controller. I can buy the Ghost of Yote Deluxe Edition. That's, I don't get where the consternation's coming from. Again, I can go to the PlayStation Store and purchase anything there. That is pro-consumer. That is treating the existing consumers with respect. Now, if you choose not to go buy something, that's your choice. But you gotta, I don't understand it. That's all I'm saying. I don't get it. So, there'll be no need to own a PlayStation 6. Again, I'm not buying one. I've been saying that for months. The PlayStation 5 Pro is everything that I want on the console. It's everything I want. Okay, I'm playing at 60 frames per second. I can play in high frame rate mode. I'm playing with AI. PSSR is going to be updated again. Shout out to Mark Cerny, the genius. So again, once they said they're going to have their own AI upscale, I'm like, okay, well, there's no reason for me to buy anything else in that ecosystem. It is what it is. You don't want to be locked into an ecosystem anymore. Try something new. The PC doesn't work. You can always buy it. There you go. Yeah, it's a good way. That's a good consumer-friendly way to look at it. So, but to me, you're not. Okay, if you feel like you're locked in, then yeah, unlock yourself. Like I said, the people that are in panic mode are the ponies. The gamers, again, we don't care. We're just like, oh, okay, that's Sony's game. They can do whatever they want to with it. It's business. You all are taking it personal. That's what I'm really starting to see. Shout out to Ultra here. You all are taking this personal, and it is business. Let me tell you this. It is always business and never personal. That's why your favorite YouTuber was saying, I put too much into this. I need to back off a little bit. I put my heart and soul into this. I had to accept that Microsoft is going the way of the dodo bird with their console. Again, these are all realities that people have to come to terms with, including you all, it looks like. Not all of you. 60% of you have come to the reality, so 40% of you so far have not. So it is what it is. So they were saying, who is they? They are saying they no longer need a PlayStation player base. They want the Xbox and PC player base. Yeah, wow. They want to expand their player base. I just don't. I mean, King Thrash just talked about this on Twitter yesterday. Like, yeah, they want to expand their player base. But how do you expand? Again, Sean Layton said you got to go to where the players are. Those are his words, not mine. Like, yeah, it makes sense to me, you know. But you know, you don't care about corporate goals. Well, again, that's fine too. But that's a personal. Your personal opinion is not to care about their corporate goals. If you're in a corporate position, you care about expanding your base. Period. If you're in a political party, you want to expand your base. If you work in Pepsi, you want to expand your base to get more market share from Coca-Cola. If you're Coca-Cola, you want Pepsi not to gain market share, so you're going to do things to help offset it. Oh, Pepsi's on sale this week with 2 liters. We're going to go on sale with cans. You know, we're gonna go on sale with 32 cases of Coca-Cola for $12.99, or you can go buy that 2-liter of Pepsi for 2 for $4. I mean, it's just, you know. We're gamers, not corporate. There you go. Well, I mean, again, it's okay. I mean, to be observant is fun. But, and I can see if Sony did not tell you all this stuff, and they just sprung it, but they told you they were going to do this. That's why I'm just kind of like, what part of this are you all not understanding? But I can see now, just based on some of your comments, that you're taking this serious. You're taking it personally, and it's not personal. It's business. It's always business and never personal. I mean, when I talk to you all, it's not personal. It's business. And just, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I just don't. That's me. I don't understand. But I'm not begrudging if you feel the way you feel. I just don't get why you don't listen to the parent company. This is me personally. Like when Cinemark sent us an email, the people that are in its premium thing, it said premium is going to go up. You know, to stay in the premium tier at Cinemark, it's going to go up in price. So starting, well, it went up July 1st. So I knew that in March. Yes, Emirates, we did help build their business. They reward us by making content for that business. That's true. You're right. You're right. So, you know, it's not like they're saying we're done making games. We don't care if you bought your PlayStations. They're not doing that. Ghost of Yotei is coming out in a few more months. Gran Turismo just got another big update. Shout out to what Lincoln Clay was just playing the other day. So, I mean, again, you all just, it's to me at this point, you all don't listen to what you're being told by Sony. You rather listen to your JayTech and your Marlins and things like that. They're just going to lead you down a path of disappointment. That's why I said, go to the Sony portal. Lily left a link months ago. You want to know what Sony is doing? Sony has a whole portal where they announce everything. That's where I get my Sony information. I'm like, here's where I'm getting my information. Don't wait for it to be on Kotaku or WCCF Tech. You don't have to do that because you just go directly to your source. Just go directly to the source. When Sony cuts jobs at their first, they've already done that, haven't they? Yeah. In order for them to get to where they need to go, they're going to practice a form of ruthless calculus. That's reality. All right, that is reality. And again, when I don't understand it, they're not going to have 4 people doing the same jobs at these companies anymore. What they'll do is they'll give it to 2 people and say, here's AI, and the AI can do this. You know, when you go home, the AI can go ahead and draw that. When you go home, the AI can go ahead and program that. So we don't need this, and this. And those are short-term jobs. That's why if you're going to get into the gaming industry, you need to be able to come up with your own game. You have to have your own intellectual property. You know, it's like a friend of mine who works in Hollywood. You know, he couldn't act for shit, so he went and learned how to be a best boy and help the director. Then he became a key grip, and now he helps teach the junior grips. But again, he had a backup plan. Oh, turn down the music again? Okay, well, I'm about to get out of here. Yeah, I turned it down. All right, it's down to 40. I can barely hear it at this point. So, you know, I'm just to me, it's common sense stuff. Do I have any platinum trophies? I have no platinum trophies. I am so proud to say I'd rather be outside or hanging out at the mall with my girlfriend, or better yet, laying down next to my girlfriend, or have her laying down on top of me, or laying down on top of her, than chase a goddamn trophy Like I played Days Gone. I played, what's the name of that? Shoot 5. Death Stranding 2, right? I played it. I'm playing it, and so you all saw the first mission when he's walking down the mountainside and all that stuff, right? Well, when you get home with Lou, or Louise, when you get home with her, you get a trophy. Like, it gave me a trophy for, like, the dude was like, let's go home, Lou. And it gave me a trophy for going home. Like, I did exactly what I was supposed to do in that, and they gave me a trophy like, man, what are we doing here? Like, when I won, because I'm playing college football still, I've won 4 out of 5 national titles. I went ahead and I won 4 out of 5 national titles, right? It gives me a trophy for every time I win a title. It's like, okay, look, my goal is to win national titles. You're giving me a trophy for what I'm supposed to do. Okay. So, Bill Boss says the PlayStation 5 didn't go through chip shortages. PS5 would have smoked the Switch in that same time frame. Possibly, we'll never know. We'll never know. We will never know. All right, so it's about 9:40, so I'm about to get on up out of here. I'm shutting down the poll. About 49 people voted and 59% say you all are not shocked that they put Helldivers. So yeah, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. You're proud of your GT7 Platinum, even though you didn't go after them on purpose. Yeah, I mean, if it's just something that happens, it happens. But I don't purposely say. It's like I haven't even platinum Mass Effect, and Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, and I played those games probably 20 to 30 times. And again, because in order for you to get the platinum, you got to play as you have to beat the game as like all different classes. I was like, I just play as a soldier. I didn't like playing as a Vanguard or a Biotic. It didn't. Now playing as a Biotic on PC because you can map your buttons. That's probably a better thing to be if I was playing on PC, but. I like playing as a soldier. It is what it is. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get on off here. I do appreciate it. We got a little outro that I'm gonna play for you here. See if I can pull it on up here. Well, let me turn the music down. Let me turn desktop audio on. Let's go to think Craig. Okay, let's go to sources. Screen capture. All right, here we go. And let me douse the camera here. Cut down on the video. And we're going to go to over here. And lights. Camera. Let me make sure that's on again. Yep. There we go. All right. Here we go. Little outro here for you.
So I got a celly, man. He got double life, and I'll never forget this dude. His name was Chocolate Thunder, Big Hurt.
Chocolate Thunder?
Yeah, this dude was about 6'8", bro.
Damn.
About 300 pounds, like ripped, bro. He's just one of these natural phenomenons of men, just 26 inch swole, right? Darker than you, man. Chocolate Thunder. And so we in the cell, man, my first night there. And you know how they did? They locked the door, lights out. And Chocolate Thunder's sitting there. And I'm sitting there, you know, I'm just trying to fill dude out. And he goes, you know, you sure are a pretty high yellow man. I go, man, what does that mean? You're a pretty man. I said, well, why are you telling me that? Because I'm going up in your butthole. And I was like, I'm not gay, dude. I'm not,
that's not a request, brother.
No. And he said, dude, I'm going up in your butthole. I'm just telling you to get it ready. And he had the Vaseline, right?
All righty. Well, with that said, we're going to get on up out of here. I do appreciate you. What is this? Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, I'm going to bounce. You all have a good 4th. Enjoy your long weekend. Please be careful out there. You got kids, make sure they stay safe around the fireworks. You know, some of these things are unpredictable. So, all right, then. I'll talk to you later. You all take it easy. Deuces. Deuces. Make sure you watch those videos. Make sure you sub to Porter Rock and Extreme. We got to get Extreme to 1,000. He's like 650. Let's get him to 1,000. Make sure you go sub to him as well. All right, guys. Have a good rest of the day. I'm about to go play some Death Stranding. Deuces.